What would moving at the speed of light look like from the surface of planet Earth? The speed of light in a vacuum is exactly 299,792,458 meters per second, or about 186,000 miles per second. To be more precise, it is the distance that light travels in 1 second, which is approximately 30 centimeters or 11.8 inches. It's a pretty fast speed, so how could we possibly imagine what it would be like to move at this incredible velocity? To begin with, let's consider what it feels like to travel just incredibly fast in general, not necessarily at the speed of light. Imagine sitting in your car on a smooth, straight highway. You press down on the accelerator and feel the engine roar as you quickly gain speed. The world outside the window blurs into streaks of color. As you pass other cars, they seem to slow down in comparison to your own rapid movement. The wind rushes past you, creating a sense of exhilaration and freedom. Time seems to pass more quickly than usual as you reach one milestone after another. This feeling of intense speed and changing perceptions of the world around you is an indication of what it might be like to move much faster, approaching the speed of light. As you continue to accelerate, the sensation becomes even more extreme. The blur outside the window intensifies until it forms a tunnel-like shape. The sound of rushing air grows louder, and the wind literally pushes against you. Your car may even start to glow due to the increased friction with the air molecules. At this point, you're traveling so fast that the very concept of time seems to distort. It's no longer linear, but instead feels compressed and distorted. It's as if the seconds, minutes, and hours have all been stretched and twisted into a tangled mess. At this stage, you've reached relativistic speeds, meaning that you are moving a significant fraction of the speed of light. According to Einstein's theory of special relativity, time slows down for objects that are moving at high speeds relative to an observer. This means that if you were to compare your own experience of time with someone who is standing still on Earth, their clock would appear to be moving more slowly than yours. In other words, time dilation begins to take effect. Let's say you're traveling at half the speed of light. For every second that passes for you, only half a second would pass for the person on Earth. If you continued to accelerate, the effects of time dilation would become even more pronounced. As you approached the speed of light, time would essentially stop for you. That is, you would not experience any passage of time at all. From your perspective, the world around you would be frozen in a perpetual present. It wouldn't just be your perception of time that was affected. However, everything else around you would also change. As you got closer and closer to the speed of light, the mass of your car would increase dramatically. This is another consequence of Einstein's theory of special relativity, which states that mass and energy are equivalent and can be converted into one another. As your car approached the speed of light, its kinetic energy would increase, resulting in an increase in mass. In fact, as it approached the speed of light, its mass would tend towards infinity. This means that it would require an infinite amount of energy to actually reach the speed of light, which is why it is impossible for anything with mass to travel at this speed. But for the sake of a fun movie, let's pretend that we can actually travel at the speed of light. What would it be like? Well, first off, we wouldn't really be able to see anything. Light is a form of electromagnetic radiation, and our eyes are only able to perceive a very small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. Beyond this visible range is a vast array of wavelengths that are invisible to us, such as radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, and gamma rays. As we approached the speed of light, we would be able to see these invisible wavelengths, but not in a way that we could interpret. It would simply be a jumble of colors and shapes that meant nothing to us. We wouldn't hear anything either. Sound waves are simply vibrations that travel through a medium, such as air, at a finite speed. The speed of sound is much slower than the speed of light, so we would be unable to hear anything while traveling at this incredible velocity. In fact, we wouldn't be able to hear anything for billions of years. This is because the observable universe is only so large and the speed of sound is so slow that it would take billions of years for sound waves to travel across the universe. So, if we were traveling at the speed of light, we would literally be in a silent universe. Okay, let us go back to what we would see if we could somehow travel at the speed of light. One of the most fascinating aspects of traveling at the speed of light is that we would be able to see the universe in real time. Without the limitations of the speed of light, we could observe events as they happened billions of light years away. We could witness the birth and death of stars, the formation of galaxies, and the evolution of the universe itself. It would be a humbling and awe-inspiring experience to see the universe in this way, realizing our own small place in the grand scheme of things. However, there is a catch. Because we would be moving at the speed of light, we wouldn't be able to communicate with anyone left on Earth. The speed of light is the fastest speed at which information can be transmitted, so we would be unable to send or receive any messages. In fact, we wouldn't be able to interact with anything at all. Because nothing can move faster than light, we would be completely alone in the universe, cut off from all forms of communication and interaction. If we decided to turn around and head back to Earth, we would still be unable to communicate with anyone we encountered along the way. This is because we would be limited to the speed of light, which is a constant speed and cannot be broken. Even if we found a way to communicate with an alien civilization that was also traveling at the speed of light, we would still be unable to understand them. This is because language is a human construct, and we would not have evolved beyond our current state of development. In other words, we would not have developed the capacity for language if we were traveling at the speed of light. Traveling at the speed of light would truly be a unique and extraordinary experience. It would allow us to see the universe in a way that no other creature has ever seen it. But it would also leave us feeling isolated and alone, cut off from all forms of communication and interaction. It would be a strange and unsettling feeling, but one that we would likely never experience in reality. So there you have it, a glimpse into what it might be like to travel at the incredible speed of light. While it's highly unlikely that humans will ever be able to achieve this feat, it's still fun to speculate and daydream about the possibilities. Whether it's traveling through the vast expanse of space or simply speeding down a highway, the feeling of intense speed and changing perceptions of the world around us can be exhilarating and awe-inspiring. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you think it would feel to move at the speed of light? And what do you think we would see if we were able to do so? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. This was James, and you've been watching your channel, Valley of Knowledge. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.